are back again, the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel, and hooray, hooray, we are over here on the boardwalk, and it is not season. So what kind of horrors could be inside behind this store? This is the time of year that you're not open and you're doing projects, so everything becomes a mess. Trust me when I tell you. Everything's a mess. Up we go. Alrighty then. Well, as you can see, we do have somewhat of a pathway. Well, as you can see, nothing stays in order off season. Everything gets to be a mess. You bring stuff in, it gets pushed around, and you need parts and deliveries and boxes, and I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, even projects like this is my air hockey. The table lamination was coming up, and it was lifting, and I had to re-adhere it down, which was really, really difficult because this is, you know, Formica and it's thin and it was glued down and it's not really meant to be lifted again. It's like permanent. So, oh, I got a nail right up my foot. Damn, you see that? You have to take all the rails off and get down to the main section. So the part that was lifting was over there, but I couldn't really get to it. I couldn't get it up. So the reason there's all this stuff on here is for the weight. So what I did over here, to get to the bad area, I sawed right through the foul line in the middle, going right across. But I set my saw just deep enough just to cut the Formica top that I wanted to, exposing what's below. Now you see the wood below it, you see the spaces. Well, these spaces are channels that run the length of the machine. You see how they line up with the holes. The holes are all in a channel. I was able to get underneath the Formica that I needed to get under, to glue it back down, put a lot of weight on it to hold it down, and put it back down again. Now, the only problem is, like this, the game will not have any air because all the air is going to come up out of these holes. These channels are filled with holes. So I'm going to have to fill the holes in this channel, and I'm going to have to cover this evenly with a surface to maintain the air pressure. Then the game will be fine again. But as it stands right now, I can't operate it because I'm going to lose all my air. We go towards the front because that's where most of my work is being done. And as you can see, everything's disarrayed up here also, because I had to make room for this giant water game, which I'm in the process of constructing. See, nothing's easy. You can't just have a water game. So we're waking it up, and in a moment, it's going to come to life, and it's going to let us know. There's my jungle music. George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree. The gorilla water race game. Gotta be back in the jungle. George of the jungle, then to you and me. Watch out for the tree. Now that it's awakened and it's gone through its preload mode, we have our attract music on right now. This plays while it's not being played in operation. This is a standard constant. George of the Jungle will play when you race. This poor game has a lot of history. Made by International Exhibits. Do you remember the name? The same company from Asbury Park that made the shoot the water in the clown's mouth and blow up the balloon and pop. This game was made back in the, I'm going to say, the mid-60s. Why do I say that? Because I remember when it first came out, and I was born in 1960, and I was a little kid. I played it in Seaside Heights. I didn't enjoy playing this game like I enjoyed playing the clown game. Why? Because I was a little kid. And the way they constructed the game, they had a target in the center of the gorilla, and the gorillas go up. So when you shoot your water, you had to shoot the target. And as the gorilla went higher and higher and higher, a little kid couldn't easily shoot the water up. Whereas the big guys could lift up the gun as it's going up, and they could lift it with their high, and they could shoot high. So I couldn't win this game like I could win at the clown game. The manufacturer learned from that, and this was a model that came after. They didn't make them that many years, so it's probably still in the 60s, more towards the later 60s. And this time, the targets will move back and forth, and you're shooting your water here between the grass. Much easier for anyone to play because anyone can shoot that target level. Here's a gorilla. This was from the Randy stock. I had him over at Woolworths because there was a missing gorilla. He, from the original, he has the target in the center of his chest. I'll have to cover that over so people don't try to shoot there. But that was the original way it was done, and they changed it to the standard with the targets down here. This game, for the last 10, 15 years easy, was laying on its back, almost destroyed. In a building that had a roof almost collapsing with cement. They had a lot of work in there, concrete, damage all over it. The mechanisms are on the top of the machine. So it had to lay on its back in order to get into the store, but all the mechanisms were exposed and got ruined with concrete, broken parts, things broken. I had to completely rebuild every unit and bring it in. Once I had the game in the store, which was difficult because I moved it 10 blocks up the boardwalk, then I had to fix everything. Well, after I had everything fixed and I had it in about the area, I had to move it about 2 feet out so I could work behind it, and a wheel broke and it fell backwards. And all the weight on the top pulled it back. There was no stopping it. Crashed against the wall, fell down to the floor, smashed everything on the top. Then it was trying to get it to stand up again. I had to drag it out of the store with a forklift, get it in the middle of the boardwalk to try to lift it up from behind. Once I got it up again, I had to get it back in. Then I had to repair everything that broke. And it was a big job. But it's all been repaired again, back in condition. I just built this front counter. And of course, I like more control over the game for the operator. So the front counter now has red and yellow lights, and I don't have foot pedals on it yet, so the wire's not connected to anything. But when I take your money, I'm going to hit a pedal, and it's going to turn the unit on. So the red light means you've paid, and that means when I start the game, your water gun's going to function. Now, I can't put water in it right now because we're still in the middle of winter and it'll freeze, so you're not going to have water. But when I come over here, these are all my controls to run the game. The control system completely didn't exist. Wherever it was, I have no idea, but it certainly wasn't with the game. So I had to build a control system for it, build my switch system for it, so that everything is good to go. Okay, players, at the sound of the bell, who's ready? Guns up! Let's race them! Hey, there they go! All right, now we got our targets moving, and we're going to go up. So let's hold the button, and we're going to take this gorilla up. He's going up to the top. And when he hits the top, we got a winner! Gorilla number 2. Over here, it's Gorilla in blue. We get a win light over at the station, both on the top and on the bottom. When he comes down, we have a reverse mode to give it a little action there, and the gorillas come back down automatically. Now, I like people to have fun. I like to play with people. When we start a new game, and we're playing George of the Jungle, I can have fun with the people, and I can tell people now, listen guys, we're gonna have our fun race this time. Every time you hear the word, watch out for that tree, the gorillas are gonna go backwards. So we're gonna see who's gonna be the winner on this one. Are you ready? Okay guys, guns up, get ready. I'm gonna simulate at the sound of the bell.
Strong, yes he can be. Watch out for that tree. George of the jungle lives some like that scream. Watch out for that tree. He gets it straight, makes his escape with the help of his friend, an
All right, we got a winner this time. It's back here. It's number 1, the red one. He's got that one. That's pretty good. If I even want to go far enough, it's not just good enough to have a game working. You got to have all the bells and whistles, right? So we've got our monkey jungle game, right in the jungle, your jungle music going. We got our train bells, bringing them down. We got our train bell coming in from the locomotive, coming into the station. And we got our reverse feature. It can even do play to you win with the flip of a switch. I can change my mode. I built in a sleep mode also because I'm trying to be energy conservative. So this game is built that every single unit has a power control supply. Every single unit. You got 14 units that are all running. Well, guess what? Why? If you're not running the game and it's not busy, you're running 14 units. So we put it in sleep mode. Now in sleep mode, when I hit any pedal, it's going to automatically wake up the game. 1 unit is on right now, number 1, which is doing the monitoring for all the stations. So if I kick a pedal, it's going to turn on 2 through 14. And it'll keep it on for whatever time period I have set that I figure works, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. If it's not being played, it'll put it back to sleep again and shut down the other units. So this is the way we go. We have, of course, we're prepared for everything. We have 3 microphone wires here because there's 3 extra microphones sitting up top. Because these are wired microphones, and typically they're going to break them. I know they're going to break them. So I'm not going to be running out here trying to hook in a new wire microphone. So they're all sitting there. So need another microphone? Climb up, grab another microphone. They're all turned on, they're all hooked up, they're all on different channels, so we can run it just fine. So I'm working on the system right now. I just finished the lighting on the panels last night, and I got fooled a little bit because these gold and red lights, oddly enough, use different colored LEDs underneath. You wouldn't think that would be necessary, but they did, and I didn't notice it. You see, even I am not perfect. So after I mounted them on, and after I got them to work, I noticed that some of the amber lights had a red tint to them, and some of the red lights had an amber tint to them, because the bases were for the wrong ones. I thought they were the same, and I just slapped them down there. I had to redo them all. So this is part of the fun you have. But even under the counter, lots of plumbing, circuits going down. It's not like fixing a game. You have to completely build it. Everything's got to be built from scratch. And this frame, this actual wood down here, you see this? This was part of the Shoot Out the Star wood in the back where the target was, and that's where BBs hit and missed the targets over the years. So I repurposed the wood. There's one more problem I got to work out. And last night I was home figuring out a simple system. This is what I got to install next in order to remedy the problem, and this game is ready to go. So here's my little trolley switch. Clang, clang. Fun, fun, fun. It's not good enough to just make it run. Everything has to have that Randy touch because I'm the showman and we're putting on a show. That's what we sell. We sell entertainment. It's got to be fun. If you're playing just because you want the prize, got to go down the street. You're playing here because you're having a good time. And the prize, you get that too. But we're the entertainers here, and that's what it's all about. Amusement and fun. We create the memories right here. And with that, we're going to say we'll see you soon because we got to get this done and ready so we can open the Main Street Randy Land YouTube channel. Bye, guys.